Today we're going to look at which kind of conditional. It's a guide to help you discover which kind of conditional the one that you're already looking at is. So each one of the conditionals will have these different headings at the top. So firstly, the condition or the situation or the if part of the conditional. Secondly, the result, what happens as a result of the if part. Thirdly, when to use this kind of conditional. And fourthly, an example. And this first slide is about the zero conditional. So the condition where you use it, the if part, you use the present simple tense. And the result, what happens because of the if part, you also use the present simple tense. And we use this in situations where something is always true and it's a possible situation. So for example, if you break your leg, that's a possible situation. It's also the present simple, you break, it hurts. That is the present simple. And every time that you break your leg, it will hurt. So this is not only a possible situation, it's something that is always true. First conditional. So the if part, the condition is in present simple, the same as the zero conditional. The result part is future simple. So this is different than the zero conditional. When to use this one, you use it again in a possible situation. And what you will do in the situation you describe. For example, what I will do when I graduate. So, for example, if I graduate, so that is a possible situation. It's also present simple. I graduate. I will get a job in Maison. I will, future simple, get a job in Maison. And yes, it's possible that you're going to graduate. So this is a possible situation. Okay, second conditional. So for this one, the if part, the condition is in the past simple, and the result is would plus verb 1. So when do we use this one? In a situation which isn't true. So for example, if I lived in America, which is not true, I don't live there, and I lived, it's past simple, and then the result, I would eat, so we're talking about would plus verb 1, eat pizza. Third conditional. This time the condition, or the if part, is in the past perfect tense. The result is would plus have plus verb 3. And we use this with the result in the past of a situation from the past, which wasn't true. So the result in the past of a situation from the past, which wasn't true. So for example, if I had followed my mother's advice, which is not what I did, so it's not a true situation, and it's past perfect, I had followed, I would have stayed in my village. Would plus have plus stayed, verb 3. Now we have a mixed conditional type 1. So this one, the condition, the if part, is past perfect, and the result is would plus verb 1. We use this for the result today of a situation from the past which wasn't true. So for example, if I had not been lazy, but I was, so not true, and past perfect, I had not been. If I had not been lazy when I was a child, I would be able to play the guitar. I can't play the guitar, so it's not true. It's would plus verb 1, be. And the last one is mixed conditional type 2. The condition, or the if part, is past simple. The result is would have plus verb 3. And we use this to show the result in the past of a situation from the past, which wasn't true. Now, in this example, be careful because the result comes first and then the if part comes second. So the example says, I would have bought that motorbike. So would plus have plus verb 3. So this is the result. I would have bought that motorbike if I was rich. I'm not rich, so it's not true. And that is past simple. I was. So now we're going to look at a decision diagram where you have to decide step by step which kind of conditional it is. So the first question is it a possible or a true situation, or is it imagination and an impossible situation? So now we have two boxes on the left, possible, true, on the right, imagination or impossible. Now we're going to follow the left-hand side. So if it's possible and true, and then if the answer is always 100% sure, and then if the result is present simple, we can say that will be zero conditional. Still on the left, if it is possible and true, is the result future simple? If that's the situation, then we can say that is first conditional. And now moving to the right, we ask the question, is the condition, the if part, past simple? If the answer is yes, then the result is would plus verb 1, then that is going to be type 2 conditional. So if we're still on the right, so we've said this is an imagination or an impossible situation, and it's also past simple, and then we say is the result would plus verb 3, and if that is true, then it is a mixed type 2 condition. And then still in imagination and impossible, is the condition past perfect? If that is true, so it's an impossible situation, it's also past perfect for the condition, and the result is would plus have plus verb 3. That will be a third conditional. And last one, so we've already said it's imagination or impossible. Also, the condition, the if part, is past perfect. Now we have to look and say, is the result would plus verb 1? If that is what it is, then we can say this is a mixed conditional type 1. So now we're going to look at a couple of examples. First one, if I was president of TMK, I would have classes on Saturday. So, first question, is it a possible true situation, or is it imagination and impossible? And the answer is, it's imagination or impossible. I'm not the president of TMK. Second question, is the condition past simple, or is the condition past perfect? So we look at the question again. If I was president of TMK, if I was president, so it's past simple. And then the result is I would have classes on Saturday. It's would plus verb 1, have. So the result is would plus verb 1 equals conditional type 2. Okay, now a new sentence in blue at the top. If you can't breathe, you die. So question 1, is it a possible true situation, or is it imagination or impossible? And the answer is it's a possible or true situation. Next question, is the answer always 100% sure? And the answer to that is yes. It's always true that if you can't breathe, you will die. Next part, is the result present simple? And that is true. You die, the result is present simple. And if that is yes, which it is, then that is a zero condition. Next question. If I hadn't stolen that car, I wouldn't be in prison. Is it a possible situation or imagination impossible? And the answer is it's imagination. I haven't actually stolen the car. Okay, so then the next question is the condition past simple or is it past perfect? If I hadn't stolen that car, so had means it's past perfect. Now we have to say, is the result would plus have plus verb 3, or is the result would plus verb 1? So I wouldn't, negative of would, be verb 1. So would plus verb 1, that makes it a mixed conditional. Okay, so the result is would plus verb 1 equals mixed. Next one. If I had followed my friend's advice, I would have died. So we have to ask, is this possible true or imagination? So it's already in the past, and I didn't follow my friend's advice, so this is impossible or imagination. Okay, next question. Is the condition past simple or is the condition past perfect? If I had followed my friend's advice, or had followed, is past perfect. And then the result, is the result would plus have plus verb 3, or is the result would plus verb 1? And the result is I would have died. So would plus have plus verb 3. So that is conditional type 3. Next one. I would have bought that motorbike if I was rich. Is it a possible or true situation, or is it imagination and impossible? So we have to be a little bit careful this time because the condition is if I was rich, and it's at the end. The result, I would have bought that motorbike, is at the beginning. So if I was rich, we're talking about the past. I wasn't rich, so this is just imagination. And so we're on the right here. Next question, is the condition past simple or is it past perfect? If I was rich, I was is past simple. And the result is would have plus verb 3. I would have bought. Bought is with verb 3. So we're a mixed conditional type 2. Next one. Please call me when you get home. So question 1, is it a possible true situation or imagination and impossible? And the answer to that one is it's a possible true situation. And is the result present simple? When you get home, yes. So this is a zero conditional. It's a slightly different kind of zero conditional. This is not one where it's always 100% sure, but it's an imperative. Please call me. But that is a zero conditional. Next one. If I had studied harder, I would have passed my exams. So possible or not possible? Well, we're talking about the past, something I didn't do. So I didn't study hard. So this is imagination. Is it condition? Is it past simple or past perfect? If I had studied harder, so that is past perfect. And the result, is it would plus have plus verb 3, or is it would plus verb 1? And it's would have past. So would plus have plus verb 3. So that is a type 3 conditional. I won't go to Mesa if you don't come with me. So first one, is this possible or true or imagination? And it's possible or true. Is the answer always 100%? No. Is the result future simple? I won't go to Mesot. So this is another one where the conditional part is at the end if you don't come with me. And the result is at the beginning, I won't go to Mesot. So won't go, that is future simple. So we are into this one, and yes, it is a type 1 conditional. If you are a good singer, it's easy to get a girlfriend or boyfriend. Is it possible, true situation, or are we talking about imagination? And it's a possible or true situation. Is it always 100% sure? And yes, it is. The result is present simple. Yes, it is. It's easy. It is easy. And so this is a zero conditional. I will buy you a piano provided that you don't practice after 8 p.m. Now, this one doesn't have if, it has provided that instead. So again, we have the conditional part, provided that you don't practice after 8 p.m. at the end, and the result, I will buy you a piano at the beginning. So is it possible or true situation? Yes, it is. So, provided that you don't practice after 8 p.m., you do not practice, that is present simple. And I will buy you a future simple for the result. I will buy you a piano. So we're into the one on the right of the possible true options, and it is a first conditional. If only I had brought a map, we would not be lost. So, possible or imagination, and this is imagination. I didn't bring a map, I'm just dreaming what would the situation be like if I did. So we're on the right here, imagination or impossible. So is the condition past simple or is it past perfect? If only I had brought a map, so it is past perfect. And the result is we would not be lost. So we would plus verb 1. We would not be lost. So this is a mixed type 1. So change this one to a sentence using unless. You can't go to the movies if you don't buy a ticket. And the answer is you can't go to the movies unless you buy a ticket. And this one, you have to change this one to a sentence using if and not. You will have an accident unless you drive safely. And the answer this time is you will have an accident if you don't drive safely. Okay, your turn. Change to a sentence using unless. You can't pass your exam if you don't study. And the answer is you can't pass your exam unless you study. So this one you have to change to a sentence using if and not. Unless you drink water, you will be thirsty. And the answer, if you don't drink water, you will be thirsty. So this time you have to change it to a sentence using unless. You won't pass your exam if you don't get at least 50%. And the answer, you won't pass your exam unless you get at least 50%. This one you have to change to a sentence using unless. I won't go out with you if you don't buy me an ice cream. And the answer, I won't go out with you unless you buy me an ice cream. Change this one to using if and not. Unless you smile, I won't take your photo. And the answer, if you don't smile, I won't take your photo. And this is the end, my friend. See you again next time.